As reading, from the windows to the book, a streak of dim light came into sight. Staring at this mysterious light, I wondered if my candle busted into flames. Then I realized that I have skipped my sleep today again. Although I wanted to spend the day reading, a thought suddenly struck me. Today was the spring festival. Far away, people's shouts, movements, and anxiousness reached my ears. I stood up and headed towards the mountains, where my home was. Piancheng is a city where nature and human harmonizes. As walking through the path, chirping of birds, the scent of flowers, waters murmuring entertaining both my ears, eyes, and nose. Loneliness was nowhere around me. Walking along the path, soon two small mounds came into sight. The place where my parents were asleep. This is where I call home. The tall uncut grasses remind me how unfilial am I. Pulling out stubborn weeds, I started to mend the place. I took some wine and poured along the place so my parents could enjoy the finest wine in Piancheng. The 3 years of mourning were the 3 years of memories, the life change point. 3 years of studying had led me to the opportunity to serve the people of this peaceful country. The grace of the parents is higher than the sky and deeper than the sea, helping even after their departure of earth. A love I will never understand with simply books. When the morning dew evaporated and the sun rose high in the sky, I descended the mountains to watch the spring festival. There were more noise and stalls on the roads than before. Seeing the shining sun, there was no doubt it was spring. I sat in the restaurant for some food and shade. The owner looked both excited for the festival and the business. "Hello, you are my first customer of the spring festival. This is my treat. Please enjoy." Their friendly smile and generosity filled my heart with warmness, like the spring sun warms the grounds. I was the first customer to eat this magnificent food. The food was simply perfect both in taste and mind. When asking about business expectancy today, he simply smiled and said, "Business is not my concern, because the king and his official are ruling with benevolence. There are no concern of going hungry. Today, I just want the people to enjoy my food." This was perhaps the sweetest dessert I have ever had. Hearing praises from the man, my heart was simply floating as the clouds floated freely on the skies. As looking around the place, I spotted a fair lady buying a necklace from a peddler. A society where the classes peacefully coexist together showed harmony. Also, I spotted a family. I fell in a deep thought of the importance of the family, which Confucius emphasized. Families create a town, town created cities, and cities create a nation. Therefore, family were the most significant unit in society. Coming to think of, I appreciated the nature, but I never appreciated the view of harmony and interaction between people. The sound of the city is truly unlike the silent sounds of the winds, but it soothes down the loneliness and adds liveliness. The smell of the food and sweat shows life and hard work. The streets were crowded at noon, children simply running around, excited for the fireworks to start. Simply walking along the road, appreciating the city, I forgot about lunch. The tax office came into my view. An unusual view struck me with awe. People were happily paying their taxes, asking to the taxpayers, they all said. Their harvest was flourishing, therefore paying taxes was a sign of gratitude to the king's benevolence. Asking the officer, he said, the generosity of the people makes them build another huge storage. There were praises everywhere about the flourishing, peaceful country. As leaving the entrance, I saw students carrying books. The the same books I read during the 3 years of mourning. The beauty of the books is not simply the words within them, but the meaning within each character. Like leaves in the trees, there was an uncountable number of people on the streets. Standing in the edge of the bridge, I saw a magnificent ship. The ship was swaying on the water like hollow bamboo swayed from side to side by the wind. The shipmakers should be proud of themselves as the country are proud of these people. These ships roam around the seas, going from countries to countries. These ships led us to more trades and cultural trade, increased more profit, and led us to spread the teachings of Confucian. Ship, which brings both profit and teachings, surely is the pride of this country. The sun hides behind the hills. There was a drizzle. Fires light up and smoke fills the air. Watching the sky, there are stars shining brightly as pearls in the sea. Walking in the wine bar, many people were happy. As ordering my menu, I felt full already. Not because of the breakfast, but because of the people's generous happiness and their praises. What more can I expect when I am full of happiness? Ordering a simple menu and wine, I enjoyed the festival. Spring is the season when flowers and leaves reborn. It brings life. Drinking happiness, I sang a poem that suits a day like today. The good rain knows its season. When spring arrives, it brings life. It follows the wind secretly into the night, and moistens all things softly without sound. On the country road, the clouds are all black. On a river boat, a single fire bright. At dawn, one sees this place now red and wet. The flowers are heavily in the brocade city. Sleep was coming to me now. What a joyful day it was. People following the teachings. The heart of people were all generous. Today was the warmest spring. Citing something the book cannot teach, it was truly a happy day. Wondering what would happen tomorrow, I slowly closed my eyes and fell asleep.